In case if you ask me, why are you here? Why is this event so important to you? Well, to answer your question, I want to witness and be a part of history. There are two important dates. September 15th, 2024 marks the celebration of 214 years of Mexico's independence, commemorating the historic Grito de Dolores in 1810, which symbolized the beginning of the struggle for freedom. Notably, on October 1st, is the second stage of a transformation that has impacted Mexico since AMLO's inauguration in 2018 will take place. This change that I'm referring to is unlike anything earlier generations have ever seen implemented in the country's history. This transformation is part of Mexico's long history of change, from the fight for independence and government reforms to revolutionary warfare. Today, the nation entered a new phase where change will not come through the hands of violence, but through peace. This is a revolution of consciousness in what we call the fourth transformation. What is the fourth transformation? The fourth transformation, or simply known as the Cuarta T, is a comprehensive movement in Mexico aimed at reshaping the nation's future. It targets key areas such as fighting corruption, implementing government austerity to use public resources more efficiently, and transforming the economy to benefit the country's poorest citizens. But what are the key plans of this movement? It focuses on strengthening public services like education, healthcare, and culture, and to ensure they are accessible to all. In essence, the Cuarta T is a concerted effort to challenge entrenched power structures and build a more just and equitable society.
Bienvenidos a México Santa Lucía. Hemos llegado a tiempo, pronto llega el momento de bajar del avión.
The new Mexico City Airport is a tangible example of the fourth transformation's impact on the nation's infrastructure and prosperity. And for the first time in my life, I have the honor to land at this new airport and show you what it looks like. This is one of the many significant infrastructure projects initiated during the presidency of Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Inaugurated on March 21st, 2022, this is the third airport in the Mexico City airport system, alongside with Mexico City International and Toluca International. And as well, where I'm standing right now is Santa Lucia International Airport, also known by its name as Felipe Ángeles. This airport is one of the largest by land area, with the longest runway in the country and the second longest in North America. This airport's transition from military to civilian use was followed by the cancellation of the controversial new Mexico City Airport project, which was planned on the dry bed of Lake Texcoco. Is it that emblem on the Mexican flag that the eagle eats a serpent on top of the cactus pedestal and is surrounded by that body of water? Wait, is that body of water that Lake Texcoco? It's that one. This project was halted in 2018 due to its numerous concerns about its environmental impact. These concerns stem from how it was constructed, from the extensive use of concrete to the overall layout, as well as the political and financial corruption linked to both the PAN and PRI parties during the 2000 and 2010s. Additionally, there was local opposition from the communities near the lake, including Atenco and Texcoco. After its cancellation, President López Obrador declared that area patrimony of the nation, and now it is transformed into an ecological and recreational park. September 15th and 16th are among the most widely celebrated holidays in Mexico, known collectively with others as Fiestas Patrias. These include Constitution Day, Benito Juárez, Revolution Day, Labor Day, and of course, Independence Day, also referred in Spanish as Día de la Independencia. During that day, the country experiences a unique energy as people from all regions travel to the capital to celebrate our Declaration of Freedom, marked by the historic event called El Grito de Dolores.
¡Viva la independencia!
To give you some background, El Grito de Dolores is we consider in Mexico as one of the most important events in the history of this nation because it marks the struggle of our independence in 1810. On this day, today, September 15th, the priest Miguel Hidalgo issued the famous rally cry, or Grito, urging people to rise against Spanish rule. Each year, millions of Mexicans come together to honor this act, which has come to symbolize our national identity, freedom, and sovereignty. The celebration is full of traditions, with the Grito being reenacted in the Mexico City Zócalo at the Palacio Nacional, accompanied by the president ringing the bell 32 to 50 times. After that, it's followed by fireworks, music, and an overwhelming sense of patriotic pride. This year's celebration carries special significance because it will be the last Grito led by Andrés Manuel López Obrador, also known by his abbreviations as AMLO. A president who has profoundly shaped the country's recent history. His leadership has marked a new era of Mexican politics, one centered around values of social justice, sovereignty, and dedication to the most vulnerable. This Grito is not just a traditional commemoration. It is a time for reflection on the progress made under his leadership and the challenges Mexico will face moving forward.
Yes, for me, I love Mexico. I love the people. I love the culture, learning more about the history. And so for me, this day symbolizes for me more than just like a holiday. I think that maybe it's my favorite holiday. I don't know. Day of the Dead is pretty close. But I feel like even though I'm not Mexican, I feel kind of that patriotismo, like the patriotic towards Mexico.
It raises a question: who is AMLO? And why has he left such a lasting impact, not only on the political movement he led, but also the future of Mexico itself? Andrés Manuel López Obrador, also known by his initials as AMLO, was born on November 13, 1953 in Tepetitan, Tabasco, as the eldest of 5 siblings in a merchant family. He attended the local primary school while helping his parents run their store, La Pasadita. After completing secondary school in a neighboring town, his family moved to Villahermosa, where they opened Novedades Andrés, a shoe store. AMLO completed high school there and at age 19 moved to Mexico City to study at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, UNAM for short, where he completed his political science studies in 1976. AMLO joined the Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI as it is known in Spanish, and worked on poet Carlos Pellicer Camara's successful Senate campaign, which both AMLO and Pellicer met during his university days, and have expressed concern for the indigenous people of Mexico, specifically the Chontal Maya. Although Pellicer won his candidacy, he passed in 1977, and later, AMLO became the director of the Indigenous Coordinating Center in Nacajuca, teaching agricultural techniques to the Chontal community. Until the early 1980s, he transitioned to academia, teaching sociology at Juárez Autonomous University in Villahermosa and coordinating political campaigns, such as gubernatorial candidate Enrique González Veredero. He gained a position in state government for the Center for Political, Economic, and Social Studies, and was state leader for the PRI. But he eventually clashed with leadership over his creation on grassroots movements to make the budgeting in municipalities more transparent, leading to his resignation from his position in 1983. Moving back to Mexico City, he worked in various roles in the party, including Director of Social Promotion at the Institute for Consumer Protection and political training for the party, where he made seminars discussing the political and economic development of his state, Tabasco. AMLO left the PRI in 1987 as he was frustrated by the economic direction under President Miguel de la Madrid and the ignorance of party leaders to deliver his proposition to save the party. This was around the same time when the National Democratic Front, which later became the Party of the Democratic Revolution, PRD, was created by many notable PRI dissidents, which included Cuauhtémoc Cárdenas, Porfirio Muñoz Ledo, Ifigenia Martinez, and many progressive figures in the party. As the party needed more local cadres, AMLO pursued for the governorship of Tabasco 2 times between the election years of 1988 and 1994, yet he was unsuccessful against those PRI candidates. During the 1990s, AMLO gained national prominence as an advocate for indigenous rights and labor protections, being involved in demonstrations against the political and electoral repressions created by the PRI during the 1988 elections, and leading protests against Pemex over pollution in Tabasco in 1996. Notably, he appeared on TV as he was drenched in blood following confrontations with police, where a blockade was made against oil wells to defend the rights of local indigenous people impacted by pollution, as well as defending workers' rights. By the mid-90s, he was a national figure in the PRD, eventually becoming its leader and later, in 2000, the mayor of Mexico City. His term saw significant social programs and infrastructure projects, which one notable example was the addition of a 2-story highway called Anillo Periférico, aka the Peripheral Ring. Major improvements around Mexico City's historic district and educational initiatives, including the construction of a new university. However, this all changed in 2005 when a land dispute from the year 2000 resurfaced, leading to an impeachment attempt many viewed as politically motivated to prevent AMLO from running for presidency. Although he was removed from office, mass protests led to the dropping of charges, and AMLO ran in the 2006 presidential election. Despite losing by a narrow margin, amid widespread allegations of fraud, he declared himself the legitimate president in a symbolic ceremony and led national protests. The contested 2006 election marked a deep political divide in Mexico, but also paved the way for running the 2012 elections and setting the stage for AMLO's eventual rise to the presidency in 2018. But once in office, López Obrador faced the challenge of turning his long-held promises into tangible results. But he embarked on an ambitious agenda aimed at reshaping Mexico's political and social landscape. President López Obrador has demonstrated unwavering persistence and consistency in his fight to transform the country. His leadership is founded on the power of the voice, winning wars and placing reasons and the foundations of democracy at the heart of his mandate. For him, power is nobility, and he believes that considering oneself indispensable is absurd, as no one is above the people. As he often points out, honesty protects dignity, and the prosperity of the people begins from the bottom up. With his motto, for the good of all, first the poor. He seeks justice, equality, freedom, fraternity, and sovereignty, the noble ideas of democracy that have guided his national project.
Who I am, I'm an Yolo Tolteca. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm an artist, muralist, activist, defender of Mexican culture. I've been a nationalist since I was a kid. Me as an artist, I wanted to partake in the celebration to honor a great human being who's Andrés Manuel López Obrador. I know that people feel that this is real now, because there's a lot of change. Obrador, people don't know, he started as an activist. He started defending the rights of indigenous people down in the area of the Yucatan area and the Mayan area. And from there, he carried on the struggle. He became a politician. He ran for president twice. Twice it was stolen. The guy has gone through a lot. He could have sold out if he wanted to a long time ago. He could have just stolen money, just like many politicians have here in Mexico. This is real now. The people know that because the change is evident. Typical PRI, PAN politician who lived off el pueblo or the people. And for me, it's an honor to come and see him for the last time.
La grandeza, mijo. La grandeza.
En una palabra, es un líder. Y es un líder a semejanza, pero él, Andrés Manuel, es Andrés Manuel. Así como el pío y legalista Moisés, que fue un gran líder y liberó del hombre más poderoso que se podía considerar de la tierra del faraón al pueblo hebreo, Andrés Manuel aquí ha hecho esto también. ¿Por qué fue un gran líder Moisés? Porque sabía de qué color eran los pelos de la burra y los traía en la mano. Así Andrés Manuel sabe de qué color son los pelos de la burra y los trae en la mano, y no solamente se queda allí, sino trae a la misma burra para enseñar a qué burra pertenecen los pelos y no quede la menor duda. Y este grito de independencia va a tener toda la fuerza. ¿Por qué? Porque nos independizó de ese yugo que es una caterva de huizacheros que se llaman ministros de la Suprema Corte. Ahora sí, la justicia está en el pueblo. Vos Deus, vos populis, vos Deus. Además, aquí hubo gran honor porque fueron los sabios del Tlatocan los que llevaban el sentido de justicia, los sabios ancianos del Tlatocan. Y ahora se ha regresado a lo más fundamental de nuestros antepasados. Por eso se va a poner la justicia en manos del pueblo.